Good evening, I'm Andrea Mulrine, and I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of Lackawanna County, and I'd like to welcome you here this evening to the beautiful Keystone College campus for our debate with the candidates for the 114th Legislative District for the House of Representatives of the state of Commonwealth, actually, of Pennsylvania. Our candidates this evening are Sid Michaels Kavulich and Dan Naylor, and we'll get to introducing them in further detail in just a few minutes. I would like to thank our co-sponsors for our round of debates for this election season. Keystone College, of course, our beautiful host for this evening. The University of Scranton, which is hosting us for 3 other debates. And also ECTV, which will be broadcasting, airing taped copies of our debates this season as well. Again, I really do appreciate the generosity and the assistance of Keystone College in bringing this debate to fruition this evening. And with that, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce the president of Keystone College, Dr. Edward G. Dean, Jr.
Andrea, thank you very much. Tonight is an honor. You know, ever since Keystone was an academy right after the Civil War, it was that we all had rights and responsibilities, follow the Constitution. So the families then decided instead of a stone monument, there would be an education, there would be an academy that grew into a junior college and a college. And it's a college for the community. And it's so great to have the community in with us now. So we're surrounded by the community, we're surrounded by faculty, and we're surrounded by students who will have a better opportunity in life because they've received an education, and many of you in this room are responsible for that. And through education is rights and responsibility. We have our Constitution, and we have the responsibility to vote. And so our professors, Janet Reitnauer and Jeff Brower, have had their students all around, helping you arrive safely here, helping you arrive safely to this room. And now they're going to be intent just like you are, and it's wonderful to see them surrounded by you, the members of the community. So we want to have a wonderful night. We think it's going to be exciting, and we're all going to stay tuned. One last thing, gentlemen. We know Sid, we know Dan. They're our neighbors, they're our friends. And so it's so important because the election will determine who represents us. So that's why tonight is so important for our students to listen and learn. The one thing we always do is we present visitors to campus with their Keystone pins. Andrea already has hers. Dan, I have one for you. Sid, I have one for you. And just found out Dan Naylor's father attended here in 1942, so he has a pin for tonight. But that should not weigh this any way more than you two together. You Sid? We just say thank you for being here, Andrea. Thank you for letting me say hello and welcome everyone to Keystone College. And now the floor is yours with our gratitude. So thank you all very much.
So we'll take care of a few housekeeping details first. We did have programs, and I know some of you didn't get them, but what I want to make sure that you're aware of is that this is a really important election year for all of us. We'll be electing a governor of the Commonwealth. We have a U.S. Senator on the race as well, a U.S. Congressman, as well as a state senator for Lackawanna County, and also our representatives in the House of Representatives for the Commonwealth as well. So there's a lot of really important legislative offices that are on the ballot this time around. The coverage on the candidates across the Commonwealth has been really extraordinary this year. And I invite you to check out the schedules on PCN, the Public Pennsylvania Cable Network, which is doing a really great job with covering a lot of the debates. The League of Women Voters website has links to information on those particular things. And I know we're up here in this district for the 114th, but if you happen to be up here joining us this evening, but you live in the 112th or the 113th districts, and those are the districts that are currently covered by Ken Smith and Kevin Murphy. We have 2 debates next week. On Monday, we will be at the University of Scranton debating with Ken Smith and his opponent, Lee Morgan. And on Wednesday, we'll again be at the University of Scranton with Kevin Murphy and his opponent, Michael Paula. In addition to that, WVIA is hosting debates for the senatorial candidates for state senator, as well as the congressional candidates for both the 10th and the 11th congressional districts, so the U.S. House of Representatives. So I invite you to check out PCN, WVIA, and then also the League of Women Voters website. There's a lot of terrific information out there on the candidates for this election season. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan political organization. We neither support nor oppose any candidate for political office. We do take positions on issues, and we hope to inform and engage our citizens. The format for this evening, there will be no opening statements from the candidates, and they have not been given any of the questions or any of the topics that we'll be covering in advance. The rationale for the questions that we ask goes like this. The League of Women Voters believes that democratic government depends upon the informed and active participation of its citizens. Democratic government requires that governmental bodies protect the citizens' right to know by giving adequate notice of proposed actions, holding open meetings, and making public records accessible. In addition, we believe that responsible government should be responsive to the will of the people. It requires integrity and accountability. The debate this evening will be approximately 60 minutes. The candidates will answer the same set of questions. All questions have a 2-minute timed response, except for one round that we'll do that will require only yes or no responses. The first candidate to answer a question may have up to an additional minute after his opponent answers the question for a rebuttal, and that's his choice. He does not have to add additional. Candidates at the end will be allowed 2 minutes for a closing statement. The first question, and this was by, and I will say up front that the candidates are standing in alphabetic order. There is no preference here on the part of the league. And the person to answer the first question was determined by a very poor coin toss on my part. But that's one skill I do not have, is tossing a coin. The first question goes to Dan Naylor. Dan, and I apologize, I had forgotten about your biography, so let me start with that. And again, in alphabetic order, Sid Michaels. Sid was born and raised in Taylor, Pennsylvania. He is a graduate of Riverside High School and also earned an associate's degree in broadcasting from Williamsport Area Community College. Those of us who have watched him on TV for a long time know that he had a more than 25-year career in both radio and television. During his television radio broadcasting career, he covered nearly every major sporting event in the world, including the baseball's World Series and a whole bunch of other things as well. He has also served as the general manager of St. Anne's Media at St. Anne's Basilica in Scranton, and as a former communications specialist for the Pennsylvania Democratic Senate Communications Office, he gained experience in understanding the Commonwealth's legislative process. He is currently involved in several civic organizations, and he resides in Taylor with his wife, Linda. Sid Michaels Kavulich. Dan Naylor was born and raised on a dairy farm in Benton Township. He graduated from Lackawanna Trail High School and also attended the University of Scranton. He was involved in dairy farming with his family and then moved on to an entrepreneurial bent as in an organization that manufactured sports cars. Cards, not cars. For the past 15 years, Dan worked as a commercial auctioneer with the firm of Sitar Incorporated. He lives with his wife, Laureen Naylor, in Benton Township. And in addition, Dan has been a school director with the Lackawanna Trail School District, and I believe he told me it was for 17 years. Dan Naylor.